So, you know, keep what we all said in mind. Look at the gum, look at other people's groceries, maybe speak with people. Okay, and, you know, learning.
Give them our smile, our help.
Yeah, why not? And, you know, they could speak English. So you'll be ready.
Oh, no.
Nowadays,
The heaviest or strongest?
The strongest, yes, you're right. Only the strongest people, babies, became adult. And in the 40s and the 60s, it was a normal level, not more than for probably 2 or 3 children a family, just because there are no many
there wasn't many
abilities, for example, for food, for accommodation, this person, this rebuilding, you know.
So people didn't have the opportunity and the ability to have more children, I see. In the US, the transistor radio came out in the 50s. And, you know, it was a big deal. Everybody wanted one of these. Also, they started to make, like the 57 Chevy was a great car. Everybody wanted one of these. It was huge. It looked like a spaceship. And it had a cassette player. You know, you would put a cassette in that was huge, like this big, like a VHS tape. So these days we have CDs, and before it was tapes, and before that it was 8-track, and before that it was this device. So, let's see. Oh, and then of course refrigerated air conditioning started in the 50s. Before that, they just had some device that could cool water, and a small amount of cool water would flow from this device, and it would cool the air. Let's see.
When I started using the Air Force, it was usual. No, for parents it was unbelievable.
And what was that?
No, for parents it was how to explain? No, unusual maybe. We started using in life.
Air conditioning?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. And let's see. I wonder if there's a radiator in here. Well, there's, you have an electric heater, but for example, in the apartment that I live in, well, they have what I call, you know, radiators, and it's hot water that goes through these pipes and heats the apartment. In the US, this came out in the 50s as well, so it's like going back in time. Also, in my apartment, I have a rotary phone. Do you know what I mean? So you turn the dial like this.
The dial disc, yes.
That's right, it has this disc. And in the 50s in the US, you could, well, you would use this type of phone. But, let's see, they would have what was called a party line. So everyone in your territory would share this one line. So if you wanted to use the phone, you'd pick it up and say, hey, I gotta use the phone.
Stop talking.
Yeah, get off the phone right now. And if you wanted to make a long distance call, you would press 0 and you would talk to an operator that would be in charge of a switchboard, and you would tell her the number. And then of course you should tell her to reverse the charges, and that would mean that you pay for it. If not, she would just call the number and say, we have a collect call from Olia, your daughter's out of money, she's broke. And then of course your parents will say, yeah, we'll take the call. So, let's see. Also, Little Richard came out. He was the guy that had the song, good golly, Miss Molly, you sure like to ball. Good golly, Miss Molly. So you may have heard that song, maybe not. He has a lot of great songs. Yeah, and then after, then Motown, this other type of music came out, the Supremes, and so.
I have a task from Oksana Vladimirovna to you to explain us about the differences between American families, relationship families, and
American family is Spain family and Ukraine.
Oh, okay. In Latin families, you know, we like to have lots of kids. In American families, I suppose it'd be a little less, maybe like 3 or 4, and I want to say Latin families are bigger, like 5 or 6. And 86 out of 100. And a lot of the other people I was studying with were fighting over who had the best score. One person said, oh, I had a 16, the other had a 17. And I was just thinking, oh no, these are not the kind of guys that we're going to send and like give them guns. So, I think it's a little bit more difficult to get the family together for dinner these days. In the US, for sure. Well, what about here in Ukraine? What do you think?
Nowadays, most of people have the same amount of TVs, which is the amount of the room of the facility. You know, even the kitchen, probably, except the WC, they have in the closet. They have TV sets in each room.
Oh, okay. So you got a 3-room apartment with 3 TVs.
Probably it will be a smaller TV, but it must be TV because more and more person are TV addicted nowadays in Ukraine. You know. Especially pensioner, young people who wants to have an extra information from a computer or TV set.
So you can use the term pensioner, but more commonly we say retired people. Okay, well, I guess that's all we have time for today.
Thank you.
For your